I think we're on live.
Yeah, we are on live. Right, we must start.
So at first, let's take a few moments for sharing the stream. So in that
Yeah,
time, we can have a chit chat, Anto, right?
obviously, Anik, obviously.
So let's tell. How about you? How is your day going?
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, completely fine. During this lockdown period, we are not infected. Our family members are not infected. It's a great blessing. So tell me
So
something about your condition.
can I ask you something that do you want to be champion in your life or in this lockdown period? Because today's topic is come out of the lockdown as champions, right? And it is stated by our
Anik,
respected guest, Vaibhav Nahata sir.
yeah, our life is full of problems and full of competition. So if we want to struggle happily and if we want to lead a happy life, then we must be the champion. So if we can start being champion in this period of lockdown, then we can handle any other situation in our life. So I must, and
Yeah.
obviously I want to be a champion.
That's right, and I'm just waiting to hear about Vaibhav Nahata sir and dear respected viewers who are listening to us. Please keep patience and share the stream so that everyone can hear the story behind the Success Society International and also inspiration. Because I get inspired from him, and also Antor getting inspired from those kind of stories. So yeah, we can have few moments for the main session.
Yeah, Onik, just when I listen to the speech of this great man, it seems to me that he's going to bring out something from me that I didn't know before. Such a motivational person he is.
Yeah, that's right.
I
So
guess
Antor,
our audiences will will feel the same thing.
yeah, I think that's right. The audience will get inspired today because
Yeah,
his words are really inspiring, and not the words because the talking about the Success Society International and other things. I think that will inspire the people and also inspire me. So I think we can start this session. And
yeah.
before that, I want to introduce. So yeah, we can start now. So, assalamu alaikum and hello everyone to the sixth episode of YT Talks. And today I'm Sher Salehin, president of YT, is with you, and with me, Sergeant at Arms Zulfikar Mahmoud Antor is with you as host. And today we have a really special guest, and he is Vaibhav Nahata sir. He is the CEO of Success Society International. Besides, he is a motivational speaker. I can say he is inspiration for me, and I think he will inspire a lot of people right now because he will come now, and I can welcome him. So yeah, let's welcome Vaibhav Nath sir. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello. I'm glad to be with two young and handsome gentlemen right there from Bangladesh.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you
are
so much,
we are
sir.
also like that.
You're also looking so good, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, sir, before going to the question and answer session, our topic's name is "Come Out of the Lockdown as Champions." So, can you just say that what is the motive and inspiration behind this sentence? Because it is stated from you, and actually, we know that in the quarantine period we can do a lot of productive things, but your sentence is like that, like different, like "Come out of the lockdown as champion." So, why champion, and what is the motive behind that?
Okay, so thank you for the question, first of all. Siraj, and the wonderful team of wonderful viewers and wonderful people watching this right now. In the South Asia, in the entire world, we have this mindset of apna time aega, right? We have this complete
Yeah, yeah,
mindset that my time will
Yeah, yeah.
come, that things will get better, and all those hope over there that things will get better. And I'm like, ghanta time aega aapka. Let me be a little harsh over here for all of our viewers, okay? Ghanta time aega aapka. Most people live in this mindset of apna time aega, and in this mindset of apna time aega, unka time khatam ho jata hai. They get over like that, right? So when we talk
Yeah.
about coming out of the lockdown as a champion, it's about working on the skill you want to become a champion into and delving yourself to becoming the best version of yourself. Okay, you know when I say this, okay, let me be very clear. When I say that come out of the lockdown as a champion, it's not that you create a champion out of yourself. Okay, it's not that you do some magic, you have some magic pills and do some wanding hands over there and something comes out of you. No, it's not that, bro. You were champion, but you stop being champion. Now, do you remember over there, my friend, that when you were a child over there in your school or in your neighborhood, you asked your mother every single question. Your mother said, "What is this?" You saw a cow and you asked your mother, "What is this?" She said, "A cow." And then you saw a dog next morning and you said to your mother, "Mother, what is this? Is this a small cow?" And you said, "No, it's a dog." We have been asking questions all the time, but as we grew older, we stopped asking questions, and that's why we started becoming less of champion, right? So when I say come out of the lockdown as a champion, it means that bring out the champion that's already in you, right? It's like you are hiding a diamond ring from yourself. So when we say come out of the lockdown as a champion, it's not about taking a new birth. It's not about any fishy things as motivation. It's just about a normal fact and learning over there that you are champion, but you stopped being champion and you started false hope of becoming champion someday. Apna time aayega. When we say come out of the lockdown as a champion, it's getting yourself committed to bring that time, because brother, time आता नहीं है, लाना पड़ता है, और ऐसे भी नहीं आता है, उसको खींच के तान के जबरदस्ती लाना पड़ता है, राइट? अगर टाइम आता तो जितने लोग ये सपने देखते देखते जिनका टाइम खत्म हो जाता, उनका भी टाइम आ जाता ना, ब्रो. Let me use a little bit of Hindi to be able to connect with you right now, right?
Yeah.
So when we finally say
Sure.
that अपना time आएगा, it's about a very clear mindset that आपका time आया हुआ है, sir. You're not taking the initiative and bringing out the champion that's already in you. That's what I mean by saying that that after time aayega over there.
So that's when we have our time, but we have to utilize that time actually.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's nothing new over there, right? You already have it. Let me ask you, do you have to bring a tie when you're already wearing it right now? You might want to have more ties. It's like developing more of skills. But you already have a tie right now, right? There's no denial to that. But if you're having a tie and still not wearing it, that's ignorance, right? You're ignoring the champion that is in you.
That's amazing. Antor, you have the floor.
So, sir, as far I know, you were the judge for the CSD Day Public Speaking Competition, which is also an organization of our country. And now you are in the session of YT Talks. So my question is, in your perspective, how do you see the youths of Bangladesh in this public speaking sector?
So first of all, again, thank you for the question over there. You see, I'll tell you very honestly, okay? I see very often when I go to sessions as well, every now and then I have had the privilege of meeting friends from Bangladesh. I have one wonderful friend, Iftikhar, over there. And we have been doing a lot of programs over there. Before this, I was invited to the Bangladesh embassy in Nepal for my speech. So many things happened over there, right? But what I'm saying is, when I say Bangladesh, it's no less than a second home country to me. And I see this with pride. I am a Nepali, but I have a lot of friends, when I don't call my audience as my listeners or anything like that, they are my friends over there, right? So I have a lot of friends over there, and I meet them almost every single week, right? So I find this very astonishing. And this is something that a trend that must go all over the world. I saw over there, brother, that we have this complete trend of self-development within youths. Maybe it's the program we did recently with the organization over there. But every single time or programs like this come up, there's a mindset of development. But again, there is a part of audience that is still yet to touch. So when I see the youth of Bangladesh, I don't see the youth. I see the hope. I see the future that is in building, which is bright, not just bright. It is bursting out of brightness. That's how I see it. And yes, when there are youths like you over there taking more initiative, it is definitely going to become even better.
That's amazing to hear, sir.
That's really
so
amazing.
Actually, we know about the Success Society International that you are running, and you are the CEO and the founder of Success Society International, and that is also regarding the youth of your generation, your country, on all over the world. So, can you just say the story behind making Success Society International, and what is the motive behind that?
Okay, okay. So, Sirjos and my brother Muhammad over there, let me be very, very vulnerable at this point of time. So, when I was in my school, in every class, there's a person who's beaten and ragged off every single day, right? Now, to all of our viewers, I want you to comment down if you have been there. And now for me it was not just about that. For me it was not just about me being bullied, but my juniors as well as seniors coming up to me, hitting me in the face, this and that. And what I realized is that through all those past times there were incidents that happened, and that really brought a transformation. And now when I see myself, I'm in a journey of growth, right? I don't call myself successful, but I realized that when I went to international organizations, when I spoke to youths from 51 countries, and when all of these things happened, I tried to look back and reflect. Who's Vaibhav Nahata? He's the person who was in the school, bullied every single day, this and that. And he was the same person who was afraid to talk in front of two people, right? And then things happened and I transformed. Now, they believe me, I'm a single person right here, Vaibhav Nahata. I don't see myself into pieces like this, right? So, when I'm a single person and that transformation happened, a very simple question:
So,
why not every single team? That was the simple
so
question over
that was
there.
the motive to make a team and to uh, to generate that thought that you had in your mind in that time.
That's right. That's right. It was about bringing the change, and it's not just about, you know what. I get opportunity to speak to corporates and all, and every single time that opportunity comes up to me, I say no, because I can't. I don't want to yell and speak about something that I've not applied on my own, right? So when I speak to teens and youths, every single time I have been a nobody and I've started my journey to becoming somebody. I've not become somebody yet, and I wish I never become that somebody, because if I become that somebody, the successful person, I'll stop myself of that growth. But what I'm trying to say is that because I've started a journey of doing something, because I get messages every single day of youths writing that your session transformed me, that you made me cry, and this and that. And I realized, when I was speaking to youths, that transformation is possible. And that's what SSI, my company, Success Society International, stands for. See you at the top.
That's amazing, sir.
So, sir, we are now one very curious question. I hope Siraj Sonic also will be curious about the fact that how did it begin, right? You are such, in this very young age, you are such a very good speaker, and you have a lot of accomplishments. I should say tons of accomplishments. But
I
our
saw that
question
in
is,
YouTube. I can't explain.
yeah. But now our question is that how did it all begin, and when did it begin?
It is yet to begin. I'm trying to start at this point of time. So,
So, yes, sir.
when
Yes,
we
sir.
talk about development and this and that, first of all, believe me over there, to my friend over there, this is a very wonderful perspective that I had from one of my mentor. So, Siraj, just let me be very honest over here, okay? If I die at this point of time and everything stops at this point of time, like this is a time breaker, and I leave the world at this point of time, or let's say for 2 months, I go stop on my social media, YouTube, and this and that, people will forget you, right? And let me be very honest, okay? It's not just about you and me, but maybe a politician died yesterday and people stopped mourning, right? So the thing is that people die, and if I stop doing something, that all the messages I get, all the claps I get, these are all temporary. These are all, going to stop at some point of time. But what I do and the impact I create shall remain. Now, let me ask you, Sirajus, do you remember who made the first ever? Do you remember who made the first ever mobile cover in the world?
Mobile cover.
Yes. Do you know that?
No, I don't know that.
All right. Do you know who made the first? Do you know who made sanitizer?
Sir, I think
No. Do
We
you know
both
who
are
made
in
this
that
cake?
weak background of GK.
no, sir.
No, right. That's what I want to say. You see, the person who made this back cover right here over there, he died. He left the world. But what he left was the impact. The back cover is still there. Now he is no more in this world, but his back cover is creating the impact. You know, the sanitizer maker was a 20-year-old student in a university, and he made that out of experiment in college. And no one knows him. But the sanitizer is saving millions of lives today. No one remembers this scale right here, but it is the basis of all the material construction that humankind has made. You and I are going to leave, but our impact is going to stay. And that's what gets me going. That's what inspires me the whole time. And that's what I stand for, of creating a real impact. And that's what my motive, my mission was. And when you asked about getting started, there was this program I went to in Kolkata in 2015, if I'm not wrong, 2017. And before that, I was that child who was bullied every single day in school, this and that. And I went to that program. It was something of a religious program. I went to that. When I came back, my friends were like, what will we tell to his mother? She's a different person when you were in train, right? And when I came back, I know. Now, let me tell you something honestly, okay? I'll tell you very honestly over there.
Yeah.
Now, motivation is something like after I complete my session, all of our wonderful viewers watching this, you might be saying, I'm motivated, right? And an hour later, you'll be like, I'm motivated. Till the time you sleep, you'll be like, I'm motivated. And at that point of time, you'll write all those big goals. You take your pen, you maybe take a new notebook, write set of goals, this and that. Morning 6 o'clock, let's wake up, let's nail it, right? And then when you wake up in the morning, you see the clock, it's 10 a.m. And then you'll be like, yeah, it's 6 a.m., it's 10 a.m. already, let's sleep for 1 more hour, right? And you keep sleeping and the cycle continues. So motivation is completely ephemeral, okay? It ends up. So what I say is what motivates me, what got me started was this concrete vision to create an impact. And once I came back, I knew motivation is going to go away. So I did a few sessions right away. And then I got myself going. It's about consistency, you know. You get something started and you keep doing it again and again and again and again. That's what it is all about.
Yes, sir. That's amazing, and that really inspires me.
This
So
will this will
I
make
can
you think in
move
a
on
new
to,
way.
yeah. We have to think in that new way. So I think I can ask about public speaking. So I know that you have a background of public speaking and international speaking. So what is the journey behind this public speaking journey? Because whenever I heard about your words and your speaking, your speeches, I heard something that really impactful. You are talking about impactful ones. So I heard that your words were impactful. So what is the journey behind that public speaking?
So, okay. What's the journey behind public speaking? Now, let me ask you over there. Now, Sijus, when did you start your journey of public speaking?
Sir, it all started.
Pardon?
Sir, it just started.
Like, when did it start? How long has it been?
1 year.
1 year? And what's your age right now?
18, sir.
18?
Yeah.
Now, for the last 17 years, before that 1 year, what were you doing? Did you just start speaking 1 year ago?
No. Yeah, sir, I understood.
You're getting the point over there?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing called, people ask me, this is a very common question being asked every time. Now, have you ever seen a child coming out of the mother's womb and then shouting out a life inauguration speech that, hello everyone, I'm happy and glad to be born out of this world, and I'm glad, and it's a wonderful environment over here, and then going to the mother and having some milk? Have you ever seen that? No, right? So it's not that you're a born speaker or not, right? You're already a born speaker because you started by crying, and within 2 years, you were doing nothing but speaking. If you have 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and I have a nephew, okay? She's 3 years old, and she's just speaking and speaking and speaking. We do that all often, right? When you
Yeah.
talk about public speaking, it's when you talk about the fear of public speaking, this and that. Now, something that is very generalized over here, and I'm repeating, people hear to speeches, and public speaking, it's just about changing the audience. You speak to your mother, and rather than speaking to your mother or your friend, you go and speak to a mass over there. That's the only difference, right? And they are people. You're not standing in front of zombies to speak up something, right? So when we talk about public speaking, it's just a change in a little bit of audience. And this is a very gross topic as we go in there. But I started my public speaking journey when I was 2 years old, and I spoke up my first word, "Mommy." That's when I started, and ever since I've been running my mouth, and that's how it has been. uh, yes.
So, sir, what was the journey that you started in Nepal public speaking competition? Like the competition you have performed in those kind of competition, that those kind of journey, I wanted to know, sir.
Okay, okay. So I'll be precise to that. You see, one time, the first you talked about public speaking competition. I'll come to that. But again, it all started after the 2017 incident in Calcutta that transformed my life. It was called Rashtriya Sanskar Nirman Shivir, and that has transformed my life. It was just a religious camp, and I came back, and I liked writing poems, and I write poems. If we get an opportunity, I'll share a poem in the last part of this interview, maybe, which is I used to write poems, right? And then I took up the courage. I saw people speaking, and I said, I want to give a go. And that's how I started speaking. And then it's a journey of continuous improvement. It's a commitment to consistency. I always call that commitment to consistency, C to C, right? And then the journey began. When it comes to the public speaking competition that you talked about, it's around 1.5, 2 years since that thing happened. And when I joined that program, I was the youngest one among all the speakers, because that's the only national public speaking championship that happened at that point of time. And they were all professional speakers, 40, 50 years old. And there was this little kid who was 16 trying to speak up in front of people. And that's how it started over there. And yes, public speaking championship had been a booster. And ever since, there's, as I said, it's continuous, things going on one after another.
Yes, sir. So I can take one question from audience. So I have very silly question. Why positive mindset is given so importance?
Beautiful question. Now, do you think it's important to be very, very positive in life over there? Let me ask this to my friend Zulfikar. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Yeah, that's the correct pronunciation.
That's it. So, do you think positive mindset is important in life?
Yeah, what I think about this public speaking, I just want to take something from your speech. Like you said that we are the public speaker, we are the speakers from that 2 years old. And I think why we cannot be a public speaker and why we become a public speaker this much late, that is because of the lack of positive mindset.
Beautiful, beautiful. And please continue.
Yes, sir, you may start, sir.
Okay, now I have a little bit different perspective on this over here, and I believe that you must not be positive in life, and I am very, 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 very firm on that. Okay, now I'll tell you what it means. Okay, just imagine if the father of Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, was positive when all things were going wrong in Bangladesh. Okay, just he could say that let's be positive that whatever is happening for good. What if Mahatma Gandhi, when the British ruled over India, was positive that they are building the roads and this and that? Now, when we talk about positive mindset, I think you should not be positive in life. Okay, you should not be positive in life. The correct term is constructive. Okay, at times in your life, you gotta be and intentionally feel negative and down, and that actually makes sense. Let me explain to you. Now, what has happened, let's say, is that you are going to give a business, you had an interview for your job, maybe. Now, when you had the interview for your job, let's say what happens is that you don't get selected and they bash you down. You can come back to your home, and positive thinking is, come on, yeah, life will give you more opportunities, and this is not the end, yeah, and all of this stuff. That's one way of going ahead. Okay, that's positive thinking, and many people do it. I appreciate it, but my perspective is the constructive mindset is that when something bad happened, you came back, you enjoyed and celebrated and all of that, but finally you took up your pen and noted down on what wrong you did, on accepting that I am wrong and I do mistakes, on knowing that you are a foolish person. I'm an idiot and I'm proud to be an idiot, right? So when we talk about positive mindset, let's not have positive mindset. First of all, let's have constructive mindset. And how to have the constructive mindset? It's first of all celebrating on the wrong thing that happened and then trying to find out how it can be improved for the future.
That's amazing, sir. Yeah, Anto, you have the floor.
So, Onik, do you know, Onik, I have a question. Can you guess what is the shadow of public speaking? Because I will be now asking about the shadow of public speaking.
So you
I
asking
couldn't
me?
get that question.
Yeah, my question is towards you first, then I will move for
Okay,
Vaibhav Nahata, sir.
What is the shadow of public speaking?
Yeah,
So maybe the fear of public speaking.
definitely.
Or I,
That's the one. Because 90% of the world population are scaring more this public speaking more than their dates. So whenever I just faced any session like public speaking, there was one question common, that how to overcome the fear of public speaking. So now my question will be, so your floor is to ask some question regarding this perspective to our respected guest. On it, please.
so I couldn't hear. You asked that?
No, it's your floor. You can ask the question.
Oh, okay. So that's basically Antor was saying that the fear of public speaking. So I can ask you that how the people used to say that I have fear of public speaking. I cannot speak, and my legs shakes, and also I just fear of public speaking. That how we can overcome the public speaking, and it's not like that. Like if we say something and we can overcome the public speaking, so we have to overcome that from our mind setup and also so on. So what will you talk about regarding fear of public speaking?
Okay,
Onik,
beautiful
please.
question again. Got your
Can I
point
add
over there.
something, sir? Can I
Yes,
add
sure.
something?
Sure,
Sure.
please.
Sir, yes. In addition to that fear, we also want to learn how to overcome that earthquake inside us that you mentioned in one of the sessions. That earthquake that begin inside us.
Yep. Now, what happens is that before you're going to speak, you have your pen and paper prepared, you have your speech ready, and you say that I'm going to give a good speech. But what happens is that as soon as you hold the mic or stand at that podium, there's an earthquake over there. At the same time, your heartbeat from duk 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 become right. We have that transformation in mindset and complete nervous breakdown, this and that, and everything happening wrong over there. Now what I say is that you don't have to stop being afraid of public speaking. Okay, now let me tell you what that means. First of all, you know what glossophobia, the fear of public speaking, is actually more than the fear of death, which means that if you're in a funeral, you'll rather be feeling confident or better to being inside the casket as dead rather than going to give a speech over there of the person's death, right? So we have that level of fear of public speaking. The question is, how do we conquer it? Now let me promise you that we are not going to give any cliche advice of things like drink good water, take a long breath, blah 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 blah. Let's be precise. Okay, now, can you tell me what happens when you win a cricket game over there, Zulfikar? Okay, it's a very challenging cricket game, and you just completed the game. In the last moment, you hit a six. Now, show me in your body. Show me how you would actually react over there. Now, be very precise. Let's forget that we're in an interview right now. Show me how you would express yourself.
I'll just show off the bat in front of the audience, all the spectators,
Let's do
and
that.
I'll show them.
Yeah, it would be something
That
like,
was the
yeah, right? It would be something like, yeah, and you'll be showing your bat and this and that. No, tell me.
I'll give a long jump, higher jump. I'll jump as much as I could high.
That's right. No, just imagine that you were in the last over there. You were the last batsman left. A single run was left. and you got bold. The whole country was looking up to you, and you lost that match when everything was in your hold. What would be your reaction? Show me in your body.
It's difficult to show.
That's right. It would be something like this, right? You may be crying or whatever it is.
And that's totally something that will stay inside me. It's really the pain. Nobody will see the pain.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you something, okay? Now, what happens is that what was happening when you were down, and that was nervousness, and that was sadness. And when you won a game, this was excitement. Now, what recent sciences is showing that nervousness and excitement have the same neural pathway. Okay. Now, what happens is that if you go in an Olympic match, if you see any Olympic, just before Olympic, the player interview, when you ask the player, "Are you nervous?" The player replies, "No, I'm excited." "Are you nervous?" "No, I'm excited." "Are you nervous?" "No, I'm excited." Right? So nervousness and excitement hold the same neural pathway. Okay, so we are not trying to get rid of nervousness. I'll tell you why nervousness is actually needed while public speaking. We're going to translate that nervousness with excitement. In other words, we are going to play with nervousness. We're going to play with the fear over there, right? We're not going to fight. We're not going to kill it over. We're going to play with it. Now, when I say about replacing the nervousness with excitement, because the emotion is same, you see, when you're nervous, the heartbeat is very high. When you're excited, the heartbeat is very high. When you're nervous, you have a very fast flow of your breath, if you see. And when you're excited, the same thing in your breath. So nervousness and excitement have the same neural pathway. You try to replace them. The question is, how do you replace them? There's this idea called tactical auto suggestion. Okay, just before you go to give your speech, you're gonna repeat to yourself that I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, and you keep doing that back and forth. And most often, before we go to the speech, we visualize that everything's going wrong. When I go to the stage, that person sitting right in front of me is going to make a face, and I'm going to lose control over myself. That I'm going to give a very bad speech over there. Right? We have all those things going on in our mind, and when we go to speak, first of all, we are freezing and the earthquake, and then we completely shut down very often. Okay, so what I again call it, when I give my public speaking training programs, we just completed one batch with 25 students from 19 cities, 15 cities over there from Nepal and India, and you saw that transformation, that the child who was not able to speak actually gave brilliant speeches over there. So what we train my students, and what the basic fact is, you replace that by number one, auto suggestion. Second, pre-visualization. I call it the PV-47 gun. Right? So what we do is we pre-visualize success, and then we do something called the victory pose. Before you go to give your speech, keep your body expanded as much as possible. And when I'm sitting right now, if you see I'm sitting in this way, I could have sit in this way, hand folded, and that would make me nervous. Could we quickly do that over there? Now, Sirajus, could you try contracting your body like that? Yes. Now you see,
Yes.
if you stay in that position for a long time, you'll actually start feeling suffocated. Okay.
Yes.
And now you sit like a bidu, like a boss over there. Okay. You see that change. You free your body. So be in the victory pose. And the third thing, I teach my students, this is one of the best advice you can ever get in public speaking, is develop your hashtag move. Right? Now, have you guys been watching wrestling anytime?
Yes, sir. I saw that in my childhood.
Okay, so what was the key move that John Cena makes?
Like it was like something. Yeah.
Can you see me? Right? And with Great Khali, it was something like yay! Right? With Roman Reigns, it's something like this, right? So that's a hashtag move. You got to create your own hashtag move before you go to speech, to turn your state of mind from being a preparer to a performer. You got to change your mindset very quickly, and hashtag move is the key to that. So develop your own hashtag move. For me, the hashtag move is, before you see Usain Bolt start a race, on the go of the gun, dunk, You push your right leg and I go to speech. I push my right leg really hard. I can't show right now, but I push my right leg really hard and I jump into the stage and my mindset gets transformed over there. And you do that thing with real energy. I'll give you a few examples of the hashtag moves. A hashtag move could be, yeah! A hashtag move could be, haha. A hashtag move could be, right? There must be very high energy and as much possible movement of your body. And when you use these little tips, you can definitely work out your way out of the fear. And as I promised, a little bit of fear is actually needed. I'll give you numbers once again. Can you tell me what's a normal heart rate? It's 60 to 100, okay? And when we are public speaking, very often it reaches out 170, 180, 190, and even 220 sometimes, okay? Now, I always suggest that if there's little bit of nervousness, which is around 130 to 140, it is actually helpful because many a times there are speakers who are not afraid at all. They go to the stage and they start their speech and they go in flow in a direction that they don't know. It becomes like Bahati Hawa Sa Tha Wo, and their speech goes in direction they don't know. So when you have a little bit of fear over there, you are concerned and you keep a check on what you're speaking. So have a little bit of fear and use these little techniques. And most importantly, I invite you to join the Wow Speaker program that we do at Success Society International. I'm not approaching or preaching this program because I have to, but this program has brought real change. You can talk to my just first batch students within 4 days. Okay, now we're expanding it to 5-day program. There was a complete transformation in the way of public speaking, body language to fear. We had this, everyone. If you're a student, you can join this. You're a principal, you can join this. We have a 12-year-old child and a 45-year-old principal joining in the same session. And after the 4-day, we do a lot of jokes, activities, and that's how we learn. So if you're a student trying to have the fear, use these techniques. And most importantly, very importantly, I invite you to join the Wow Speaker program at Success Society International. You can find details at my page, and my team will get back to you if you message asking about the details of it.
Definitely, sir. So, sir, I can take one question from audience. For communicate with others, what is the difference between interpersonal and intrapersonal communication?
Okay. A very basic difference over there, that when you talk about interpersonal, it's basically about, as per my understanding, this might be a little different for everybody, subjective, but when I'm speaking to Sirajus over there, I'm talking to you and I'm talking to my other friend over there. Now, this is interpersonal. What we're doing is interpersonal. It's between the two person. And intrapersonal is when I'm trying to communicate to myself. Now, the fact of the matter is that when you have a swift and strong intrapersonal communication, which is talking to yourself, automatically there'll be a transformation in interpersonal communication as well, because you are able to process your thoughts in a good way inside yourself. I call it this way. मैं लगा रहा उम्र भर परिस्थिति बदलने को, जिस दिन मनस्थिति बदली परिस्थिति अपने आप बदल गई. Right? So again, a very clear and short, swift answer over there. You change your way to communicate yourself. It's basically intrapersonal is talking to self, interpersonal talking to people. The way you change to talk to yourself is going to change the way you talk to people.
So I think someone she asked another question, that can you explain visualization?
Okay, beautiful question. One of my very beautiful topic, and one of the things I preach most often when I train my students for different programs over there. To be very, very clear, visualize. Let me tell you, before saying what is visualization, let me tell you what is not visualization. Okay, now very often we see that visualization is about, no, before I go on, let me take your suggestion on this over there. Zulfikar, what do you think is visualization?
I think it comprises all these elements like gestures, postures, and our body movements. I guess this one, but something
Okay,
more could be there, and we are
okay.
expecting to hear
Would
it
you
from
like
you.
to give a guess over there, Sirzos?
Sir, actually, I think visualization can be interpreted with imagination and also our thinking capacity mindset.
Beautiful. That's right. Good answer over there. Now, I'll make it more clear. The myth is that visualization is about being able to see something that's happening in future. It's about visualizing or seeing yourself in a particular situation in the future. But I say visualization is not seeing the future. It's about seeing your future in the present. Okay. Now, visualization means, let's say I have a speech 3 days from now. Okay, so I see myself giving that speech right in that place with my eyes closed, and I try to see what is happening out there with the audience. This very popular and important law, which is called the law of attraction, which means that you attract. I'll give you a very quick example of that. Do you know who Jim Carrey is? He's a famous Bollywood actor
I
out
just
there.
I just, yeah, same for
yeah.
me.
Yeah, so he's a famous Bollywood actor, comedian. Now, just 3 years before, not talking about this stage, but around 2010, if I'm not wrong, 3 years before, he wrote himself a check of $10 million when he was in the streets. Okay, was just strolling around. He wrote that check to himself and kept that check in his pocket the whole time. It kept deteriorating, and just before the 3 years timing that he given himself in the check, he was right there. He won. He made $10 million for his movie, that for his first famous movie that was a blockbuster. Okay, visualization is when Conor McGregor says that he'll become world champion, and he predicts the specific moves with which he's going to become the world champion. Visualization is specifically about I use this very often. I was in a program in 2018 as a young guy trying to do something, just getting started in a five-star hotel, attending a program in full scholarship with that. And I saw myself next year, I'm going to be the speaker right there. And just 1 year afterwards, I go to the same stage as a speaker. And the seat in which I was sitting is actually empty. The whole room is filled, but out of coincidence, that seat is empty over there. In terms of public speaking, pre-visualization, I call it the PV-47 powerful gun that can kill all the demons of fear of public speaking. It is about seeing yourself in the situation, giving a speech in the way you want, and you see your audience reacting that way. It starts with, first of all, you see your audience giving the reaction that you want. It might be a big applaud, so you close your eyes and try to see that your audience is applauding you loudly. Okay, and then you try to start your speech in head, that this is my first word that I'll speak, first sentence, and you try to replicate what you want to speak out there in the podium before that in your mind. And then when you go there to speak, you blow away the speak. You give a wonderful speech over there. That's what pre-visualization means. And the victory pose and then the auto suggestion that come along over there.
Sir, I want to include here something that we know about umbrella topic, right? There we have to interpret the topic and interpret the things that we have to talk. So that be can that be contained like visualization or something like else interpretation? Like those are same or
Now, could
different
you
to
be a
you?
little more clear but by what you mean as umbrella topic over here?
Just like the topic we get in public speaking, sometimes we get the topics and we have to interpret that in our ways.
Can
Like
you give a quick example? I'm getting what you mean, but I want to delve deeper into it. Can you give me a quick example over there?
sure, sure, sir. Like
I would like to add something. I guess
yeah,
if
yeah.
I just mention a topic of the speech like nature is a common language, right? So this is the topic of, this is an umbrella topic. So here you can just connect this nature or connect any other things in your speech, and that speech will completely depend on your perception, that how you're perceiving the things and how you're letting the audience and judges to take in that view of you are
Beautiful.
taking
Got your
your
point. Got
perception.
your point. That's right. So the
Yeah.
question is, how do we speak out in umbrella topics?
Like I am asking just about visualization and interpretation. Like those are
Beautiful.
same or different, or
Beautiful.
how can we
Beautiful.
interpret?
Okay, I'll give you a very quick distinction over there. Now, visualization, preparation. Now, when what you're talking about is over here, preparation over here. That's what I like to call it. Now,
Yeah.
preparation is something that comes under visualization. You'll not be able to see yourself giving a speech when you don't have the speech in your hand, right? If you don't have the content in your hand, if you don't know what you're going to speak, how in the world are you going to visualize it, right? So when we talk about visualization and the thing you mentioned, first of all, very slight distinction, a thin line over there, that what you right away talked about over there, interpretation. It's about basically trying to take insights on what the thing actually means, and visualization is actually seeing yourself perform into it in the best degree possible.
Yeah, that's amazing. Anto, you have the floor.
Yeah, so sir, we heard and you told that you want this journey of public speaking to be continued, and you just want to continue developing, continue doing things for the society. So, but one question that we are curious about, and I hope the audiences are also curious about that, at which point that you're aiming at, that is your ambition. If you would please tell us about the future purpose regarding this public speaking, sir, in your life, sir.
I'll be very precise again with you. Now, this wonderful quotation that Acharya Tulsi says, that I'll tell it in Hindi. It says, "सुधरे व्यक्ति समाज व्यक्ति." It's that जो जो चरण बढ़ेंगे आगे स्वतः मार्ग बन जाएगा, right? Now, the goal for me ultimately is to be able to impact as many lives as possible in a gross way, and to be precise. Now, in our education system today, if you have heard Prince EA before, they make fishes. Now, Albert Einstein once said that everybody's a genius, but if you make a fish climb its tree, it will live its whole life feeling worthless. And sadly, or no matter, let's not consider it an excuse, but we live in an education system where academics, your grade in maths will be more counted on your success rather than your degree of being able to interpret and act on difficult situations, right? So my goal of life is to make education more life skill oriented, right? Because let me be very honest over here, right now, as a 7-year old or a class 6 student over there, my dear friend, or even a bachelor student right there watching this, in your life, if you knew two less formulas, you might have some difference. In fact, do you remember what a plus b whole square means? You might not remember that, right? But if you had two life values like critical thinking or public speaking developed within you, you'll be a completely different person, right? So, what my mission of life is to inculcate this necessity as a part of education system, and then in a wholesome. If you remember what we talked about in the initial part of this session, making the back cover, that the back cover shall remain after I leave the world, of creating an impact, of creating more champions every single day that turn out to create more and 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 more impact into the world.
That's amazing, sir.
So
So,
nice.
sir,
Such a
I
noble
want to.
mission, sir.
Anto, do you want to ask
Yeah.
again?
No, Anik, you can continue.
So, I can ask one question that in our life we get in every time we used to get some criticism, right? Criticism.
That's
So
right.
that's I want to say that in our journey or in your journey or in the journey of any people, they used to get the criticism. So how do you take that criticism in your life?
Okay. So first of all, I don't consider it to be criticism. I consider it to be lifticism. Okay. Now, what does that mean over there? Now, I'll give you a very quick example. It happened with me just 2 days ago. It happens with me very often. I got a comment in my YouTube video saying that Vaibhav Nahata, I hate your videos, this and that, long stuff over there, right? And I responded back saying, "Thank you so much for your feedback. Even though you did not like it, you put up the effort to watch the whole video and give specific feedback. I'm grateful for that. Thank you." And that same person texted me about that, about being sorry and this and that and blah and blah. Now, when you go into a journey, Okay, now if you have watched the last lecture, I definitely would recommend you to watch this video on YouTube, 1 hour long, called Last Lecture. It was a speech by a professor who was diagnosed with cancer. He was just about to die. He gave his last speech, and you'll find in YouTube an amazing speech. Millions of people have watched it as well. He says that brick walls are there. Okay, brick wall, let's consider brick wall to be a criticism right there. Brick walls are there not to stop you, but to prove that you deserve it, right? Now every time you go past a brick wall, breaking through the brick wall, you get yourself as a stronger person right there, right? So when we talk about dealing with criticism, it's first of all, okay, now it used to happen with me when I was starting out. It was hard to digest when people say wrong things because I'm getting started. Now day before yesterday, I'm trying to launch something new with my stuff over here. I went to a person and he said that this will not work out, this and that. Every time that happens, I think to myself, 2 years from now, I'm going to prove this person wrong right in his face, right? When I started with my company, we have this organization in Nepal called PAPSN, which is the Private Schools Association. So I went to him with an idea and I was excited and this and that. And he came to me right in my face and said, not possible, Vaibhav. We have tried it and we have failed on it. And I said that I'll show you right in my face, in your face. And just 1 month after, I completed a project that no one had imagined could be possible. And I went to the same person, and he was like, whoever I say that, you consider, the same person came up to me and said that you made it. How did you do it? Tell me. So it's very important to learn and reflect and understand that it's not criticism, it's lefticism. Okay, it's to realize that every time someone's telling you that you can't do it or you are wrong, it's they saying about their potential. They have only seen world to their extent, they have not seen world from your eyes, right? So criticism is about accepting what people say and adding your flavor of aspirations into it.
Yes, sir. So I can take another question. It's quite big. So, dear sir, you just can't try to motivate us, but the results depends on how I will understand the value of time. I think hearing motivation is nothing but a waste of our time if we don't value these motivational speeches. Actually, to tell the truth, we are really idle, trustworthy. Just why these motivational speeches still can't change us. Sorry, sir, but to tell the truth, you are a nice guy with strong determination, but we are not like you, and we can't be uh, in future if we don't value your motivation. So, how will you answer this question?
Beautiful, beautiful. That's such a courageous writing over there. So that has been written by a friend Mahabubur Rahman Laskar over there. Now, if I could just come up to you and give a quick hug, brother, what you're saying is as right as it could be. That's right. And thank you for having the courage to say that. Most people don't say it. And I say it very frankly that motivation will pass away. In fact, I say you in front of you that motivation is fake, right? And I tell it for a reason. As you said, you're realizing your time. You know what? Have you ever seen a car getting started? Right? If you don't press the stuff, the accelerator over there, if you don't press the clutch and manage it in the right way, if you don't give it the power, it will get started. Okay, if you don't press, it won't get started. If you press it, it will get started. But if you don't run the accelerator and keep it idle for a while, it will close off, right? So the stuff over there is motivation real, not it is fake and it is real, right? So the question is, I tell this very often, I have no guilt in saying this, that motivation is actually temporary. But if you are able to lift your pen when you're motivated and write down one goal, now you would accept that there are moments in our life that we are motivated and then things happen, and then that I'm motivated turns into am I motivated, right? But if you're able to lift your pen and write down your goal At that point of time, when you're motivated, believe me, the motivation will pass away. But every time you see yourself, every time you see the text over there that you had written when you were motivated, it will transport you to the time when you wrote it, and that state of motivation will stay consistent. This is what wakes me up every single day. Let me show you something in my table right now. Okay, this is my vision board, right? And what happens over there is that motivation passes away, but when I can see my dreams in front of my work desk every single day, I can remind to myself that motivation will pass away, but this dream that I have, that I wrote down or I clicked a photo and kept over here, this will remain with me, and this transport me to that point of time when I was motivated very much. So very truly said, but motivation is temporary. Motivation does not make sense. Motivation is fake. But if you're able to lift your pen when you're motivated, transformations are waiting for you, brother.
Yeah, that's correct, sir. So I can take another question. I think it's quite important. So, sir, according to you, what is the main thing that a person needs to break his own barriers and stand for him to become a champion?
Beautiful question over there. Very beautiful question. Actually, a very simple answer. Now, people ask me so often that what is the secret to success and this and that. My answer is the secret to success is to realize that there is no secret to success. There's no one thing that will transform your life and this and that is the reality. No, not now, because I don't have to sell you something over here. Let me be honest once again that until we go into the search of finding that one thing, this is the mistake that most people who have great potential do. They try to find that one thing or three secrets to success that if they follow, they'll change their life and blah and blah. No, brother, no. The first thing that begins with is you trying to find what you are amazing at. People call it trying to find your passion, but did you know over there that passion is actually made up of a Greek word which means suffering. Okay, so what you do is you try to go. Now let me ask you over there to my friend uh Sirjus over there. Sirjus, what's your favorite food?
Sir, it's biryani.
Biryani, right? Now, how did you know that biryani is your favorite food?
Sir, I liked it because then I saw that it's my favorite. After
Beautiful.
liking
Did
that,
you eat paneer? Did you eat dosas?
no, sir.
Did you ever eat it? Did you ever eat in your life paneer, or did you ever eat in your life rotis, or did you ever eat in your life any other thing other than the biryani over there?
Yes, sir.
Definitely, right? So that's how you find what you're amazing at. You do different things and then you find out what's your favorite. You eat all those dishes over there and then you found out that, oh, out of all these dishes, biryani tasted really amazing to me, right? Now, biryani might not taste as good as it does to you, to me, right? But I have my own biryani, and my biryani is my matar paneer ka sabji, right? So how do you know what's your biryani? Let's not call it passion, let's call it biryani. How do you find your biryani? First of all, is actually you try to eat as many foods as possible, which is you try to do as many things as possible. You try to try this and you try to try that, and you try to experiment with life. Now, I always talk to the people who are classing 10 or 12 that go into as many things as possible. Try to do as many things as possible. Try to be a research officer and try to be a cleaner at the same time. You try as many things as possible, and then you find out your biryani and try to have or make that biryani in best way possible. And that's when it gets started. And then don't ever search that for that one thing, because every time in life it's not the one thing. Virat Kohli is not just an amazing player because he hits a good right hook. right? He can hit different shots, and that's why he's a great player. So one skill, or only one skill can make you, but only one skill will not give you sustainable success ever in your life. So get started with finding your calling, and then delve into journey of continuous improvement.
Definitely, sir. Anto, you have the floor.
Yeah, on it. So, sir, you we invited you and you are our guest now at these sessions. So, we would like to ask you a question about ourselves. That means, what do you think about our organization, and a few suggestions from yourself, that so that we can engage our youths of Bangladesh a more better way.
Now I have one thing to say, and that is,
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very
you
much,
getting
sir.
started. I have seen about your journey in a very quick flash way, that what YT is trying to do. You see, when we are sitting three people in this StreamYard room over there, and there are tens and maybe 50, 20, 30 people watching this live right now, it's not about the interview that's going on right now, or about the people watching it, but it's about the mobile phone back cover that is being made at this point of time. It's about the impact that this might be creating, right? That our session will get over in a few minutes over here, but the impact shall remain, maybe for one person, for a few days, for a longer period of time. You never know, right? You never know. It takes 1/16th of a second in your life to transform yourself, says Bhagavad Gita, right? So what I'm trying to say over here is that what YT is trying to do, the youth talents in Bangladesh is trying to do, is not just an initiative, but a back cover of a mobile phone in making. It's the impact that is being created, and when you're trying to do something amazing over there, I applaud you, and I wouldn't question if tomorrow your impact will be touching thousands and thousands of lives right there in Bangladesh and outside Bangladesh. And when it comes about suggesting, my suggestion is that I'll tell you very honestly, many people get started with all these amazing things like inspiration and mission and this and that. But as time passes by, the reality hits, and they have to go for jobs and this and that, and the journey gets stopped, right? So it's very essential that at this point of time, the question is, how can we sustain this? That's the number one question that YT must look into. And two wonderful fellows right there from Bangladesh who are with me right now must look into of how they can actually keep this consistent maybe 2 years from now, because the challenge is the brick walls are going to come up in terms of family responsibilities and this and that. The question is, how do you keep this sustainable? The initiative is, no questions, amazing.
Thank you very much, sir. So
Thank you very much, sir.
we are at the last moment of our session, but here is the fun session. We will talk in your language, and you will talk in our language. Right,
Okay.
right. The topic we mentioned, that come out of the lockdown as champions. So you
Mhm.
will say it
Wait
in
a second.
Bangla.
Wait a second.
Okay.
Please give the audiences a vibe, because we're going to learn something. So you must
Yeah,
warn them.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
yes, sir. So, sir,
So,
should I translate?
shall I try it once?
Yeah, sure.
In Bangla, is it Campiana Hisabe Lakar Dauna Thike Bes Beriye Asuna? Does it sound something like that in Bangla?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
That's perfect, sir.
Okay. You tell me, I'll try to give it back over there.
Anto, can you say that?
Uh, I don't know anything. Ani, please, you first.
Okay, I can proceed. So I'm just translating this sentence, and you will just say that in that language. So it
Okay.
is lockdown শেষে আমরা চ্যাম্পিয়ন হয়ে ফিরে আসবো.
Lockdown শেষে আমরা চ্যাম্পিয়ন হয়ে ফিরবো.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Okay, okay. Now you
That's
gotta say that.
much closer to your son, sir.
That's right. You gotta say more lockdown पछि champion बनेर अगाडि आउँछु. म लकडाउन पछि च्याम्पियन बनेर अगाडि आउँछु
म लकडाउन पछि च्याम्पियन
Champion area, sir.
बनेर
बनिराव
अगाडि आउँछु अगाडि
बनिराव
आउँछु
और ब्यारियाव
बनेर
बनिराव और ब्यारियाव आर्यान्छु
Good attempt over there. I must appreciate. My language is the best languages, and Bangla is also an amazing language. As I said, Bangladesh is like my second country right there.
yeah.
You'll be always welcome to pay a visit to us, sir.
Definitely, definitely.
So I think we can conclude, and thank you very much, sir, for coming here, and thank you all the audience who are with us. So yeah, thank you very much, sir, for coming here with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, sir.
And yeah, come out of the lockdown as a champion. Thank
Champion.
you so
Champion.
much. Yep. We can do it together. When I say who are we, can our wonderful, beautiful friends with us, can we shout out? When I say who are we, we're going to take our right hand towards the top and shout out, we are champions. Are you ready over there?
Yes, sir. We are ready, and I
Okay.
think audience are also ready.
Okay, we might not be able to see you, but you can definitely do that because it's not about, you see, all the wonders happen in the world when you are working alone, right? People are not celebrating and clapping on your work, they'll celebrate on accomplishment. So when we do this right now, maybe you can do it with us. So on a count of 3, 2, 1, who are we? We are champions.
Champion.
Champions.
Oh yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. And yes, I would love to invite you for the Wow Speaker program that we do at SSI. As we had many questions about the public speaking right now, I would love if you can come to our page Success Society International, comment or message our team about you being wanting to develop your public speaking. Our team will definitely get back to you and help you. You can follow me on YouTube at Vaibhav Nahata, in Instagram at Champion Vaibhav, in LinkedIn and Facebook as Vaibhav Nahata once again.
Definitely, sir.
Obviously,
Definitely.
sir. Both our,
So-
our audiences will also be following you, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir,
you.
definitely.
We hope, sir.
So again, the last sentence: we are champions and come out of the lockdown as champions. Yes, sir. So yeah, we can conclude here. Thank you very much, Antor, and thank you very much, sir, for having with us, and also the audience. Thank you very much. We are concluding here the 6th episode of YT Talks.